Good evening, people. Today we are going to talk about the passive voice. Just let me fill my chimarrão first, because it's about 6 o'clock and I like drinking chimarrão at this time. And you're gonna say, but you're always drinking chimarrão. Yes, I am usually at this time. People, the passive voice in English is just like exactly the same as in Portuguese. So it's not difficult to understand about the uses. But maybe the structure is sometimes a bit complex, depending on the tense, tempo verbal, depending on the tense which it is used. So the passive voice is when we invert. In the active voice, that is, we could say the normal voice, is when we have the subject, the verb, and the object. For example, Marconi invented the radio. Marconi is the subject. Subject. The person who did the action, in this case a person, and the radio is the object, or the thing that suffered the action. This is the active voice. The passive is when we invert things. The object comes to the place of the subject, and the subject to the place of the object. For example, the same sentence I said. Marconi invented the radio. Subject, object. Did the action, suffered the action. So you invert. The radio was invented by Marconi. Yes. The meaning of the sentence is no different. The difference is in the focus. When I say Marconi invented the radio, probably it's because I am paying attention on Marconi. When I say the radio was invented by Marconi, it's probably because I am giving emphasis to the radio. Alright? So this is a very simple inversion. The farmers in Brazil produce soybean. Yes, soybean is soja. Soybean is produced by the farmers in Brazil. It's another inversion. Santos Dumont invented the airplane. Santos Dumont invented the airplane. The airplane was invented by Santos Dumont. Alright? So now let me go to the next step. So now let's talk about the structure of the passive. The passive is mainly be and the participle. The verb be and the participle. The participle of a verb, let me remind you, for regular verbs is ed. For irregular verbs, you have to remember the list. Let's take an example. Go. The past of go is went, and the participle is gone. Have. The past of have is had, and the participle is had too. So you have to keep in mind the list of irregular verbs. And be is usually no. It is one of these. Is and am and are in the present. I am, he is, she is, they are. Was and were in the past. I was, she was, they were. Yes. Just remember that was is the past of is and am. And were is the past of are. And been, when the verb be is in the participle too. Been is the participle of be. In Portuguese, translated as sido or estado. Okay? So, this is the structure of a passive. Be and the participle. Okay? This is the verbal structure. Now, let's go to different tenses. Tempos verbais. Different tenses here. In a moment. So now, guys, the passive in different tenses. I wrote here present simple, present continuous, past simple, past continuous, past perfect, future simple, and present perfect. But, as you can see, there are other tenses. But these are one of the, let's say, most used. I took one kind of sentence and I changed it in different tenses. Yes, I conjugated in different tenses. Pizza is made in Italy. This is present simple. It's a present simple passive. Pizza è feita na Italia. Pizza is being made in Italy. Is a present continuous passive. Pizza was made in Italy. Pizza was being made in Italy. Pizza, past continuous, okay, past perfect. Pizza had been made in Italy. Pizza will be made in Italy, future simple. Pizza has been made in Italy. Just an example, I think I got out of focus here. One thing. Being, you pronounce being. E-E, alright? Being, and this is being. It's just one sound. Being and being. And Brazilian people usually say the same, yes? Okay? So, present simple is made. Present continuous is being made. Past simple was made. Past continuous was being made. Past perfect had been made. Future simple will be made. Present perfect has been made. So just to check out in Portuguese, I think you understood, but let's just translate it, okay? Pizza é feita, está sendo feita na Itália, foi feita na Itália, estava sendo feita na Itália, tinha sido feita na Itália, será feita na Itália, tem sido feita na Itália, okay? So the passive can be in different tenses. Remember, people, what is changed here? Where is the change? Where is the conjugation? The conjugation is in be. Because the participle, look, made is the participle. It never changes. Never changes. And be changes. Is being, was being, had been, will be. Okay, so this is the changing in be. I was looking at the participle here, and the participle is just in front of me here. All right. Okay. The passive, just to remember some points, is usually used the same way as in Portuguese when you want to focus on the object and not in the subject, okay? Here, for example, the radio was invented by Marconi. We say who invented the radio, but there are some passives that we don't know who did the action. For example, cars are sold in this city. A lot of cars are sold in this city. And who sells the car? I don't know. So sometimes the passive doesn't make clear who did the action. Alright? See you guys.